Bionicle is known for its titans. They're the big, expensive, imposing sets. Your towering powerhouses, your colossal giants. But which one's the best? Join me as I count down the top 5 best Bionicle Titans. Here we go. Real quick, before we start, I'm gonna induct a set into the Hall of Fame. This is a set that easily would have been in that #1 spot, but I talk about this set all the time. I'd rather spotlight something new than repeat myself again and again. So yeah, it's the Cartus Dragon. I mean, it's literally the largest Bionicle set ever. What more can be said? If you want to hear more of my thoughts about this, I speak about this set a lot in many videos. So check some of those out if you want to hear a little bit more depth. Anyway, let's begin. In the #5 spot, we have the oldest set on this list. It dates back to the original first year, 2001. This is the Manus Crabs. I'm gonna say 3 simple words, and I think you'll get the idea as to why they're on this list. Remote control crabs. You see, these sets come from an age where the LEGO Group was really experimenting a lot more. Unfortunately, some of that experimentation wasn't making them a lot of money, but it did lead to some pretty cool stuff. And thankfully, Bionicle was making them a lot of money, so this was okay. Yeah, stuff like remote control crabs, that kind of faded away. They stopped really doing this sort of stuff with later sets in Bionicle. And I don't think that's a big deal. What we were getting in new stuff was really good. But this is pure magic. Your Bionicle set literally comes to life. You can move them around, you can battle with them. They can fight Toa. So sick. It's a crime that we didn't get more remote control Bionicle sets later on. I also just love that the biggest set in this wave, one of the main villains for the heroic Toa to fight, it's just a giant crab. I love the originality and the creativity of early Bionicle. It's got some nice masks too that were exclusive to these sets. And that very classic Technic look that they've got, it's so charming. In this house, we love the Manus Crabs. Moving over to the #4 spot, let's talk about a fan-loved character. It's Hydraxon. Now hey, this man in the story, he trained the original Toa Mata. He taught them how to fight. He's skilled with his weapons, and LEGO made sure to really hit that home. He is decked out with weapons. Bro has got a blaster and a 3-pronged blade linked onto his arms. He's got ammo strapped onto his feet, and there's more stuff on his shoulders and his back. And I guess too, hey, his clawed fingers, they could be used in a fight. That's a lot of stuff. And speaking of fingers, this is the first time we ever saw posable fingers like this on a Bionicle set. It wasn't the first time we saw posable fingers, but to see it at such a small scale and for it to be a very simple and effective design, this was a game changer. Now hey, I love this set because it looks cool, but I also love it because of how much it inspired the Bionicle community. When this set came out, everyone and their mother was building Bionicles and giving them fingers. And you still see it today in every mock ever. And not for nothing too, a lot of mocks sport a whole arsenal of weapons. And I think an element of that can be linked back to this set. The influence that this has had on so many builders, it should be studied. There's also something very stylish about Hydraxon. That smooth, rounded face, and a very modest but classy silver and black color scheme. Bro is a cold and cool dude. It's a great set. It is worth saying, yes, Maxilos and Spinax, they're amazing as well. I almost put this set in this #4 spot, but I don't know, I just like Hydraxon that little bit more. And hey, I also like Gadunka. It was so tough to pick between these 3. They might be some of the best Titans ever. They probably should be on this list. Maybe I'm making a mistake. But you know, I've made my decision and I'm sticking with it. Hydraxon is my personal favorite of those 3, and as good as those other 2 sets are, I don't think they had as much creative impact on the community as this set did. #3, it's time for another fan favorite. It's Brutaka. Ooh, gold and dark blue, so pretty. I mean, he just has presence, doesn't he? And we hadn't really had a golden clad warrior like this in any set. Okay, we had, but those were old gold. This was the first time we were seeing that fancy brand new pearl gold. This was the first time we were getting so much of it on one set. So it felt really special. And look at him. His double-sided blade, that smooth, sleek armor, and a very compact and robust design. There's barely any gaps in this. The shaping is very crisp. He looks so clean. And what a sensational mask. In fact, it's so good that LEGO made sure to sneak it into a few other sets. Some of the system Bionicle playsets used it for decoration, and it does look pretty nice. And we gotta talk about the Umarak's mask power. It's the mask of dimensional gates. He can open up portals to different dimensions, or any location he wants. Wow. Number 2. Let's talk about a set that was already pretty good in its first version, but it got even better the second time around. Got a third version as well, but that one's not as impressive. This is Takanuva. Look man, Bionicle came out during a time period where its target audience, they loved edgy stuff. You got cool characters with dark backstories. They're fighting their own inner demons. There's a battle between light and dark. I was a part of that Bionicle target audience, and let me tell you, I ate that stuff up. It was so good. I mean heck, Bionicle literally debuted the same time that Shadow the Hedgehog came out. I think that's saying something. Us Bionicle fans, we love a good dark character. An anti-hero, if you will. And that's what they did with Takanuva. He was a heroic tower of light, a shining bastion of good and hope. And he still was, but then he had an encounter with a Shadow Leech, and he gained half power over the element of Shadow. Come on dude, Shadow and light powers, that's freaking sick. And with this gunmetal and white color scheme, it's a good way of reflecting that. That gold is gone, he's been tainted with an inner evil. And this wonderful mask, which looks similar enough to the original, but there's some brilliant new stuff going on that is just so pretty. And you can't have a good Titan if they're not posable. And let me tell you, Takanuva had a great range of posability. He even had a little bit of a posable thumb, which was nice. And those claws, and that wrist-mounted blaster, and that wonderful weapon. The more you look at this set, the better it gets. And now, the number 1 spot. Who is the best Bionicle Titan? Well, I've got to give it to Umarak the Hunter. Yeah, I bet you didn't think we were going to talk about G2 sets. Nah man, I'm talking G1 and G2. There's a lot packed into this toy. He comes with a sweet looking stud shooter that's a crossbow. The weapon not only looks good, but it's fun to fire. He's also got an additional belt of ammo strapped onto his leg, small, but very welcome inclusion. Also strapped onto his leg is a secondary weapon, this snazzy looking blade. Very nice, very nice. And he's also got some sick looking shoulders that make use of half of these bear trap pieces. But these are not here just for show. No, you can remove these, get a few extra pieces, and build yourself a little shadow trap. Okay, he does look a little bit naked without these on his shoulders, but it's not super detrimental to the design. He still looks pretty good. And all of the Uniter beasts, the ones that are meant to pair with the Toa, well, every single one of them can link up to Umarak. And now he gets additional weaponry, additional armor, and some fancy new accessories, even some wings. I do like the idea that this evil hunter is corrupting these beasts that are meant for a different purpose, but he's bending and twisting them to his own will. That's good storytelling, however messed up it might be. He even comes with an extra mask, which by the way is the legendary Mask of Control. Bro, there's so much that you get in this one set. There's good value for money. And we haven't even talked about how sick he looks. Dude is a hunter. He adorns himself with traps, chains, and horns from some of his past kills. He's got that gorgeous marbled mask with an inky black and trans green color scheme. He poses well, he's got a strong silhouette. This dude is the definition of cool. In fact, I know plenty of people that just despise the second generation of Bionicle. They don't like it, but they look at Umarak the Hunter and they go, oh yeah, that one was really good. Umarak transcends deep-seated hatred. He's loved by all. And he has this villainous hunter aesthetic that we'd never seen in any other set before that. For Bionicle to give us something fresh, unique, and daring like this, and for it to work so well. That's unlike anything else. And it's for that reason that I think he's the best Titan ever. This set is one of the biggest triumphs of Bionicle G2. It's amazing. And that is my list of my favorite Bionicle Titans, my top 5. Which one's your favorite? Did you have some that are not on this list? I'd love to hear your top 5. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, happy building, and bye for now. Let me clarify, Takanuva Stars, still a pretty good set, just not as cool as his Titan version.